He completely ignored her, turned around, and bowed respectfully to Zhao Yi. Yang Linlin was dumbfounded. The audience in the live broadcast room was also dumbfounded. Did you really teach the dungeon boss as a student? This is unreasonable. But it happened. The two figures gradually turned into white light and disappeared. Turning his head, he showed a bright smile. This smile was taught to him by Zhao Yi. No matter what happens, don't forget to keep smiling. Outside Shishin University, a large number of heavily armed troops arrived with a lot of special equipment. After getting off the bus, a soldier saluted the officer. Sir, preliminary investigation shows that the curse of Stone Mountain College was indeed closed early. However, after testing with our instruments, there was no living person inside. The officer standing on the cargo box behind the car took off his sunglasses and made a gesture. Very good. After entering the laboratory, if you encounter any situation, report it as soon as possible. Yes, soon. A group of armed mobile personnel headed inside Shishin University. However, they didn't know what kind of terrifying existence was waiting for them. Congratulations to player Zhao Yi. The main mission surviving 7 days in college is completed. Hidden mission investigating the truth behind Stone Mountain College completed. The side mission breaking the curse of college is completed. Worldview exploration degree 100%. Rating SS. Zhao Yi walked to the door of the guild station and found Liu Ruoking wearing light silk pajamas leaning against the door, holding a red wine glass with a lazy expression. There were many people surrounding her in the small square, looking at something in the middle. Congratulations on successfully completing the copy, brother Zhao Yi. She cast a flirtatious look at Zhao Yi, making some newcomers not far away swallow their saliva. There is no doubt that a woman like Liu Ruoking, who has perfect looks, figure, and temperament, is extremely lethal to men. Many newcomers who came in were covetous of this charming witch. They want to conquer her, but they knew that they were useless, no matter in terms of strength or power in the guild. Seeing her taking the initiative to wink at Zhao Yi, many people were jealous. By the way, Sister Liu, what happened over there? Why are there so many people around? Liu Ruoking took a sip of red wine. Some of the light red wine stuck to her lips, shining coquettishly under the moonlight. Nothing, someone died. You will die doing world tasks. You will know later that this kind of thing is really common. She seemed a little indifferent to the loss of life. They have seen this kind of thing too many times. As he gets stronger and stronger, there are fewer and fewer friends around him. Strong people are often accompanied by loneliness. This is almost an ironclad rule. She stepped aside and made way for Zhao Yi. Zhao Yi walked into the guild station, entered the small square, squeezed into the crowd, and suddenly saw a strange male corpse lying on the ground. All 10 of his fingers were cut off and twisted into twists from head to toe. Not only were his hands and feet knotted, but they were also stretched several meters. At this glance, we knew that it was not a normal death, but caused by some strange force. Zhao Yi squatted down and turned over his head. The face of the corpse was filled with a scary and weird smile. Zhao Yi stretched out his hand and pinched many parts of his body, with strong interest flashing in his eyes. There is a silky wound on the back, and all the bones have been removed, leaving no residue. But what is interesting is that the other party has completely preserved the tissues other than the bones. This exquisite technique must be done by either a doctor or a butcher. But judging from the wide opening and closing of the knife marks, the other party seems. At this point, his expression became serious. He tilted his head and said to a little girl next to him, "Are there any carbonated drinks?" The little girl nodded. Although she didn't know what Zhao Yi was doing with the carbonated drink, she still quickly brought it to him. Carbonated drinks alone are not enough. Zhao Yi locked eyes deeply. Get another egg, preferably a hard one. Another person volunteered, went to his room, boiled an egg, and delivered it to Zhao Yi. Liu Ruoking on the side seemed to be curious about what Zhao Yi wanted to do, so she also walked over and observed carefully. In front of everyone, Zhao Yi opened the carbonated drink and put it aside, then skillfully opened the egg shell. Everyone is becoming more and more curious. Do eggs and carbonated drinks have any special help in solving crimes? I saw Zhao Yi slowly turning the peeled egg in front of him, and after confirming that there were no broken shell fragments, he stuffed it into his mouth. He chewed a few times, then picked up the carbonated drink and poured it into his mouth. After swallowing the egg, Zhao Yi stood up and left confidently in front of everyone. Everyone sighed at Zhao Yi's shamelessness. Zhao Yi returned to his room, locked the door, and collapsed on the bed. It has been detected that your mental power is very high. Do you want to choose the spiritual field? The system enthusiastically recommended a match for Zhao Yi. The spiritual field can later evolve into telekinesis. It becomes harder to advance the further you go. However, like the physical strengthening field, once you reach S level or above, your strength greatly surpasses others at the same level. He successfully activated his physical strength field, which